So, hello, once again I'm back on my old Lenovo Legion 5 Pro AMD edition with NVIDIA graphics. As always, I'm recording locally and streaming today on Twitch service. Before I will continue, let's check out the stream if it's working properly. Vivaldi browser, here we are. Excuse me. Perfect. It works just fine. So, as I was saying, recording and streaming locally. No, what am I talking about? Recording and streaming. Sorry. Commodore OS Vision 3.1 Linux distribution. Let's check out the system information using the terminal. Let's go into full screen, zoom in a bit. Here we are. As you can see, Debian GNU Linux 12.14. Linux kernel is 7.0.11 something. The system has 1 terabyte storage, SSD storage, 60 gigabytes of RAM. The screen resolution is 2560 by 1600, 165 Hz. But as you will soon see, I'm recording and streaming in full resolution, but on 30 FPS. Desktop environment is made. Windows Manager comp is X11. The CPU is AMD Ryzen 7 5800H. The GPU is NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070. Mobile Max-Q. And with all those things out of the way, let us go back to the normal. And let's check out the OBS settings. Here we are. Video, as you can see, 2560 by 1600, 30 FPS. I'm using for the recording and the streaming hardware encoders, FMPEG AAC for the audio, and video encoder, it's NVIDIA NVENC H264, 16,000 bitrate. And you can take a good look at your own pace by pausing the video when it will be available on the YouTube channel or the stream. And I'm using MKV file for the recording. Anyway, back at Vivaldi browser to check out what is Commodore OS Vision 3.1. Commodore OS 3.1 released on April 28th, 2026. Greetings Commodore fans, I'm pleased to announce the official release of Commodore OS 3.1 today, which is available as an installable ISO, now reduced to a much more manageable size of approximately 9.2 gigabytes. This is a significant reduction from the 37 gigabytes Commodore OS 3.0 ISO. To achieve this, some content had to be removed, but we believe we have retained the essential Commodore flavored experience while adding new features that make this distribution even more distinctive. Anyway, you can try your luck like I did with the direct download link, but better to go right away with the torrent one. That one worked perfectly for me as well. Anyway, we can click here to go to the distro words, and I will do that in order to read you something, which is very important to me. Commodore OS Vision is a 64-bit Linux distribution which was originally based on Linux Mint and is now an unofficial spin of MX Linux. This distribution was created for Commodore enthusiasts and people who appreciate a retro-style interface. Commodore OS Vision uses the main desktop interface and features a retro look and effects. It has a classic Commodore slant with a selection of applications reminiscent of the classic Amiga counterparts. So yeah, so far I haven't tried to customize the system a lot. Not even as I did the other time on my Alienware machine. So yeah, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. A little bit customization on the top panel on my dock, but nothing fancy so far. I did my best to have a serious go on the NVIDIA GPU to make it as much compatible with the system. You can see here that the Linux kernel and all that are quite updated, quite up to speed almost. And let me show you the NVIDIA GPU. Here we are. As you can see, 580-142, the driver version, I mean. I think it's they have a couple more versions, newer versions, something like that. But this is the one that I was able to successfully install and use on this system, including with my Flatpaks and everything, because whatever I'm doing, as far as the GPU goes, even for the today's recording and streaming, as well as my Kdenlive stuff, are all based on the NVIDIA hardware encoders. And now we're going to do something crazy. I have already managed this the other time on my Alienware machine, and I thought to myself that maybe I will have better luck with my DaVinci Resolve Studio, maybe on the NVIDIA GPU side of things. And I own the DaVinci Resolve Studio. This is it came in the box, DaVinci Resolve, and maybe you can read the studio version somewhere in the middle, in the bottom or something. I'm not sure if you can see it. Anyway, so yeah, I had managed that. I accomplished the installation on the Alienware, but it didn't recognize the GPU, and here we are. DaVinci Resolve installed on this machine as well, and guess what? Well, you don't have to guess that far. Boom. Here we are. Absolutely flawless installation and usage. At least the first few basic things. I have, this is basically a test grab that I did with the OBS. As is, if I will drag it to the timeline, I will just have just the video, you know, nothing else. But with a very fast, like a second or two on the terminal, something that I will give you, of course. Here we are. Let's have a go at it. As you can see, clicking on the terminal, maybe you can hear to the 011 something Basel at the moment, not streaming, just here's the deal. This video that I will need to do, this was it. So yeah, as you can see, no problem there, jumping around between the timeline. It's about 2K resolution video. It's basically the screen resolution. A few things on the system. Oh, sorry, 60 gigabytes of between full HD 2K. As always, thank you for. So yeah, my idea of Commodore OS Vision 3.1 not being the problem, and the GPU was the problem. True story, as you can see. And right now, this is the latest release, DaVinci Resolve Studio 21. So, if you're using Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve Studio, I don't know about the free version, but the studio version works absolutely flawless. Of course, as I said, the very basic things. I will try to give this a shot. This is a short video today, a short stream. I will try a few more things. And maybe I will have more things to say on this subject. I will try to use like some high resolution grabs, mixed videos, 2K, 4K, maybe full HD, and try to export those things and see how that will go. Unfortunately, I'm not a proficient user of DaVinci Resolve. I have been using Kdenlive for a while now, and I will not be able to fully show you what this thing is able to do. but surface level, it's flawless. From installation to basic usage, absolutely flawless. And a very, very good performance, especially for an old machine like this one. I couldn't believe it, really. But more on this tomorrow. If everything will go well, I will have more concrete info on this. And I'm trying to prepare some kind of a guide for a few things here and there regarding Commodore OS Vision and how to install a few Flatpak apps, how to take care of them if you have any problem. And yeah, as I said, even on my Alienware situation regarding Commodore OS Vision 3.1, so many experimentation in order to accomplish stuff, because really it's work in progress, I guess, for the people behind the Linux distribution as well. They have almost on a daily basis updates for the system. So yeah, we will see. I'm not sure what kind of a guide I will be able to offer, but as far as between the Dell Alienware and the Lenovo Legion, Lenovo Legion for DaVinci Resolve seems to be the real deal, but more on this tomorrow, because the other time I fought it and I lost. Let's see this time around. Anyway, this was it for today. As always, thank you for everything, and see you on the next one. Bye.